Hey mate, how you
Oh,
doing?
what's poppin', Dan? I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you, dude.
How you doing, Jordan?
I'm doing very well. So you walked in at the right time.
Yeah, you were going to ask me about an encounter that left you confused.
Yes. So at Snow Show 16 here in Minneapolis, I was an assistant at the radio station working part time, and
Dude,
I went and grabbed you guys. I was like, all right, let's go on stage, and I'm leading Bastille, and I felt very cool. And then in passing, there was a little disco ball backstage, and you turned to me and you said, hey, bring that disco ball on stage. And we laughed about it, but I never did it. Was I supposed to bring the disco ball on stage?
yeah, of course, man. And
Oh,
we,
no.
yeah, literally all we ever talk about is the fact that you didn't bring that fucking disco ball on stage. We're livid with you.
Damn it. I'm so sorry. Well, this is my deepest apology right here to you guys. I'm not going to live it down, honestly. I'll never get over it.
Yeah, no, we're still very upset with you.
Well,
Dude, how's life? How are things where you are?
it's going great. Things are good here in Minnesota. I think we have an okay handle on things. I think, well, I mean, shit, man. That's a hard question with what's happening in America and worldwide, especially, being at the epicenter. But I think this might be naively optimistic. I think conversations and unity is occurring. I think leaders are really trying to, create a discourse. Where are you at? You in Britain?
I am, yeah, in London.
Yeah, how's it going over there?
Yeah, it's a pandemic. It's a nightmare for a lot of people, but we've also got a quite complicated government situation, so that's interesting. But like personally, feel pretty lucky to be all right, and friends and family are all okay, and I'm lucky enough to have a job, unlike a lot of people. So I can't complain. But yeah, we've just been making loads of music and trying to stay sane and healthy and trying to obey the rules, as confusing as they are. You know what it's
And
like.
they evolve so fast as well, man. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Do you think perhaps the slowing down? There's been a lot of things that have come to roost in 2020, but I think interpersonally, like you said, I mean, do you feel as though you've kind of recentered and taken a more a gracious mindset? Are you more grateful for things? So that's what I find about myself.
Good question. Yeah, man, I definitely feel like having a stop was kind of helpful. We sort of planned to have a quiet year. For a while we've been planning to sort of not tour. And so I was kind of gearing up to stop for a bit, but obviously the entire world ground to a halt, and that's really strange. And I think having some time at home, the time to sort of just not have any. I don't know about you. I found the fact that like knowing that everyone in the world wasn't doing anything at the same time was weirdly calming, in and amongst the sort of anxiety of everything. Obviously it was terrifying, and it continues to be, and it's really fucked up for a lot of people. But something about, for those who are fortunate enough to sort of like have the luxury to sort of stop and not be having the worst time in the world, knowing that everyone was having this pause at the same time, there was something kind of quite like peaceful about it. And yeah, definitely, I guess you have that thing of wanting to reprioritize and oh shit, sorry.
No, you good.
I guess I had the time to like, I don't know, volunteer a bit and try and be like a good person in the community and help out and work in a food bank and all that kind of stuff, as well as making music and looking out for like friends and family. Had some mates who had like birthdays right at the beginning of lockdown and just wanted to make them as fun from afar as possible. I don't know about you. Well, yeah, like it's been a very sort of surreal year, hasn't it?
Yeah, surreal is a great way of putting it. And I love that you mentioned reaching out to friends and family, because in the social age, we go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we see what they're doing, we don't really ask. But now I find myself, actually calling people like, hey, dude, grandma, what's poppin'? Hey, yeah, friend from a few years ago, how you been? Like, what's really going on? So
having the time to sort of call people, check in on them, have proper conversations. Yeah, it's been really nice, like getting to
Yeah.
Properly have the time to speak to so many people, like in and amongst all the weirdness, you know, not only with COVID, but you know, Black Lives Matter and everything that's happening this year, you know, it's been really interesting.
It's interesting that you discussed, you know, this was a planned year or a planned slow year for you guys, which I never get the impression that Bastille's slowing down. There's always an album, a mixtape. You're always touring. You're in Minnesota every 2 years, like we were talking about before you got on. But I was wondering, did this forced slowdown impact your creativity in some way?
Yeah, good question. We were kind of always working on music, and I think I was quite enjoying the idea of stopping and just living life a bit, you know, not on the road, because we've pretty much been on tour non-stop for like 7 years or whatever, like since we released our first album, and before that actually. So yeah, I guess I was looking forward to the idea of having a bit of a reset. You know, we sort of changed our process a bit. We made the first 3 records ourselves, and you know, wrote and produced everything in our studio, and I think just wanted to break out of that a little bit. You know, we're still doing the same thing, but just, you know, collaborate a bit, experiment, try new things. So it's been quite fun and liberating in that sense. And I just want to keep people surprised, you know, with the new stuff that we put out. Like, yeah, we're trying to like push ourselves to be different and to try new things. And that sounds really like lame and mysterious, but it's been the process has been really fun.
Well, I could kind of sense that the last maybe this is unintentional, or I'm looking through it in hindsight, but like the last 2 years have been really surprising. Like first, you know, the big success of Happier, and then you followed up with Grip, which was fire, and then the most recent mixtape, and now What You Gonna Do sounds incredible on Go 96.3.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are all over the place, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the growth, because all those songs, even though they're very different, and all those projects are very different, but they still fit under the Bastille umbrella. Is that a product of your songwriting, or is that just coincidental?
Oh man, I think with Bastille, like we always wanted it to be completely ruleless and genreless, and you know, even on our first album, like the production was like intentionally kind of all over the place, you know, from big epic vocals to like strings through to tiny electronic tracks through to like just vocoder numbers, and like, you know, we wanted to just really, I guess it's part of production being such an important part of our band means that we just kind of want to like constantly evolve and experiment, and the mixtapes have always been a space to try and like show that as much as possible. Yeah, but yeah, I think more and more recently, I think people who are kind of fans of our band and aware of what we do, I think they kind of get that, and we talk about it enough. Like I'm still talking about it, but I think you know, for sort of the wider world who doesn't know about our band or really care about it and has maybe only heard 1 or 2 things, I think it's, you know, we just want to like, I think we sort of feel like we always have something to prove, and I guess we always act like we're a completely new act. So, you know, Happier was interesting to be involved in a song that did that well. Like it was very surreal, but you know, it was a song that I wrote and then sort of gave to Marshmello, and it was interesting kind of being a part of it, but it's also not like necessarily totally our thing. And I guess we want to like surprise. So anyone who thinks like that's what we do, I'm like, nah, we also want to do some like heavy stomping rock tracks as well. But again, that's like, you know, that's also not like our new sound or anything. Like,
yeah,
we want to constantly surprise. So that's been fun. Yeah, it's a challenge to us. It's like if I play songs to my friends and they're like, oh shit, that's you guys, that means that we've done something right. You know?
That's a great feeling. That's probably incredible.
Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been, you know, like it's been interesting having released What You're Gonna Do and having some mates and like friends of friends who've like reached out and said, oh shit, I like this one. And I guess which some people would find offensive, sure, but I'm choosing to you know, see that as like we're always going to try different stuff. That's part of the fun of being in our band, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
And,
So
of course, within that, there'll be some stuff that people like and some stuff they don't.
that's the nature of just art, though. You know what I mean? You can't, if everyone liked everything, it wouldn't be as fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what you're gonna do was a quarantine collab. We're sending stems back and forth and talking over Zoom, I'm assuming. But is there anything you learned from Graham Coxon?
I mean, I feel like I've been learning from him all my life. Like, we're like huge fans of Blur, and huge fans of like his guitar playing and the sound. And yeah, I guess he's someone who's like really open to collaboration, which is, you know, something that we've always wanted to be. He's just also, you know, he's done really well, but he's also just like a super nice dude. And I think an amazing example of, you know, I think you don't have to be a dickhead to be successful in music.
What a concept.
Yeah, I know, like, to some people it's like maybe they're like fulfilling a role in doing that or whatever, or maybe it comes from a place of arrogance, I don't know. But I also think, you know, you can have a long interesting career and be nice to people, that's fine. And I think it's way fucking cooler than being a twat. And Graham is just a really lovely dude, and insanely talented, and that kind of speaks for itself. So it's yeah, I guess we were like, I still can't believe we got to collaborate with him. It's amazing.
And the end result. So maybe that, you know, two nice rock stars coming together to make a badass song. It's just fate. It just makes sense. So when we go from like, you know, the electro, I don't want to say electro, I guess the electronic side of the indie pop and the Bastille, or not the Bastille, the Marshmallow and Seed collabs, then you get like a rock song with Graham Coxon. Did that shift your perspective on the analog versus like VST and digital debates? Do you have a perspective on that?
Good question. I mean, dude, like, I guess we've always flipped around that stuff. Like in our mixtapes from early doors, we did loads of electronic music. We, you know, as a band, it's a production-led band, so, you know, I made most of the first album on my laptop before working on it with Mark Crew in his studio. So we've always, like, I think we've probably always done things more in the box than in the room. Like, I'd love to record an album totally analog. You know, I'd love to record an album on tape, and I think that's, you know, something we definitely plan to do in the vaguely near future. But yeah, like, it's been interesting. This, you know, writing songs on Zoom has been a new experience for me. It's been kind of fun and not something I ever thought I'd do. But yeah, I don't know. I feel, for anyone here who hasn't heard our mixtapes, it's probably, if you have a spare half an hour, it's worth a Google, because we've done like a fair amount of quite broad experimentation. You know, not only with the like Marshmallow and Seed track, but on our third mixtape, we did stuff with like Haim. We did a song with like Rag and Bone Man. We did a song with Skunk and Nancy. We did a song with Lizzo. You know, and there are songs that are like just like strings. There are other songs that are like pretty heavy, like rock or kind of electronic stuff. I don't know. I feel like we're always just trying to reflect the stuff that we're excited by and the stuff that sounds interesting to us at the time. And maybe that comes across as a bit all over the place, but we don't really give a fuck.
That Lizzo track, I DJ a lot of weddings, and that's kind of one of my secret weapons. I'll throw it in there from time to time just to keep it going, something spicy at the wedding. So.
Oh, amazing! Nice, thanks.
You got it. So you talk about, you know, writing new songs over Zoom. I've watched a couple interviews. I've been doing my research. You've been uncharacteristically tight-lipped about the new project and the new album, and I will respect that.
What new project?
Yeah. But you know, I will ask. Bastille has always been great at putting together full bodies of work with themes and concepts. So, could you give us a taste, a hint, a glimmer of what themes or concepts you guys are diving into for this next album?
Ooh.
You can say no. We can walk away.
What makes you think there's an album? Albums don't exist anymore.
Oh, is that an answer of itself? Did it get dragged to the recycle bin, or is it another mixtape? Who's to say?
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, man. It's funny. I've gone down a real rabbit hole in lyric writing over the last couple of weeks. So there's a lot that I could say that would be, I'm sure, very boring. But yeah, no, it's been fun. Like, we're trying to be, we're not trying to be, we are being spontaneous with the stuff that we release, and keeping it, keeping it kind of surprising, like I said. And that's the sort of fun of it. But it's also, I love master planning, more conceptual stuff as well. So yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
It's going to be, yeah, I think at the very least, it's going to be future looking, which is probably for the first time, which will be interesting.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait. We're going to play it. We're going to play a lot of it.
Thank you.
A lot of people in the comments before you came in, and the other day, they were celebrating Record Store Day and All This Bad Blood vinyl. People want to know if you picked up anything on Record Store Day or celebrated virtually or were able to pick up anything.
Dude, I wasn't able to get to a record store at all. I know. Oh, I was like away somewhere else in the UK for the weekend, and there wasn't a store nearby. But driving past the queues, driving past the lines to get into record stores made me so happy. Just seeing a Record Store Day alive and well, in and amongst everything this year, get to see small businesses thriving, healthy. We were super excited to have All This Bad Blood out finally, because yeah, it's mad to me that it's never been released on vinyl before. But also, it's nice when you're aware of fans who like your music asking for something. Often it's kind of unachievable. This was one where I was like, yeah, we can actually do it.
Nice.
And I love, Record Store Day to me is so important. Like, we love to do releases every year, and it's always nice to see the stuff that comes out. Like, I saw Christine and the Queens did some did a record of just 2 piano versions of her tracks that looked awesome. I really wanted to try and get a hold of the Glass Animals one as well, but I basically completely failed. So I'm gonna have to be that guy, rinsing eBay for all that it's worth. What about you? Did you get to any stores? Did you
I did not, but I did order a Charlie XCX vinyl on eBay as well. So I'm right there with you.
Nice. Which one? What did you get?
I got the Dreamer.
Cool.
So what's the red one? Sorry. What's it called? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Red.
Sucker?
It wasn't Sucker, even though that one's great. It was the mixtape. Ah, shit. With Dreamer on it, and it was red. Here it is, right here. What's it called? Dang, I'm a Charlie XCX stan, and I forgot what it was.
Oh, mate, you're proving not to be right now.
I'm interviewing a rock star. I'm very nervous.
Oh, mate.
Number one Angel.
Oh, nice. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh God, I dropped the ball there. I hope Charlie's not on a secret account right now, going this guy sucks and locking.
It's good to have the power of Google at your fingertips, though, right?
Yeah, right here. And then, what was the first vinyl you ever bought? Wrapping up the vinyl conversation, because a lot of people were intrigued by that. What was your genesis?
Question. Oh, I can't remember. I mean, I remember when we started touring the States. You guys have obviously way more and much vaster record stores than we have. So I remember just getting really excited. Definitely not the first, but I remember being super excited to find the bootleg Channel Orange Frank Ocean vinyl. That made me very excited. What else? Probably something classic. I think it was my mum and dad gave me an old Simon and Garfunkel one when I first got a record player, an original, which was pretty cool.
There's something about those old vinyl. They sound better. I think they're made a little bit better. I got an Earth, Wind & Fire one that's been through the ringer, but it still sounds great.
Nice. And when I say gave to me, I think I might have borrowed one of theirs.
Borrowed.
Yeah, exactly. Earth, Wind & Fire, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. There's something about just that Motown disco fun sound. It's really timeless. Perhaps,
yeah, for sure.
much like Bastille, when you don't have a sound and you make from the heart, music is not it's not marked by an era. It just is, and it exists, and it grows, and it changes.
Yeah,
and you guys do a good job with that as well.
Oh, thank you, mate. It's been fun, with some of the music we've been making, kind of looking to different eras, and it's been a really nice musical education. And it's funny to see the stuff that remains. The songs that are still relevant however many years later or however many decades later, And I think that a lot, like listening to music, you know, listening to songs as they come out. I'm like, you know, I wonder.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what's going to be what are going to be the songs from this era that stick around. It'll be fascinating to see.
I feel that. You got a charger? Do you need to wrap it up real quick? I don't want you to have a dead phone on us.
Well, dude, that's all right. There's a charger downstairs. I'm just in the attic of our studio, and I'll find a charger downstairs somewhere.
I love it. What has been, so you talk about, you know, listening to new stuff and dissecting it. What's been, you know, piquing your interest recently, whether it be a new song or something that you rediscovered? What's inspiring you right now?
Oh, that's a really good question. I love that. I mean, sorry to keep mentioning her. I love that Christine and the Queens EP from earlier in lockdown. Laura Marling released an album right at the beginning of lockdown that I loved. So did the Strokes as well. That new record was really cool.
That was
great. What's been out recently? Oh man.
I'm trying to think of anything. I like that new Dominic Fike one. Oh, you're good.
Dominic Fike's stuff is wicked. Yeah. We did a bit of work with Kenny Beats, and he played me loads of that stuff, and it's amazing. Really, really cool. Like, I love the drum sounds on there. Like, the warmth of those records is brilliant. I love like Salt. I'm completely obsessed with all of the Salt, all three of the Salt albums, but like particularly the new, like the latest one, the untitled one. There's a song called Wildfires of that record that's amazing. The Phoebe Bridgers album is insane.
Yeah,
so good.
1975 is wild too. It's crazy. Lots of amazing stuff coming out as well. Trying to think. Those are the big ones for me as well. Dominic, Phoebe, the Strokes you mentioned, the Charlie XCX project again.
Yeah, it was wicked. Like, I love the people who sort of used lockdown to distract themselves and other people as well, and just you know, to sort of make the best of it. I mean, like, dude, did you see the Beyonce visual album?
No, because me and my fiance are big in anime right now. We're watching so much anime, so we're going.
Oh, cool, nice.
So,
nice.
But you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like, it just looks incredible. Yeah,
well, everyone in the comments is saying that we forgot to mention Glass Animals. We should definitely say.
Oh yes, yeah. I loved like the release of that album. It was really cool. Like, coming out during lockdown, I loved seeing it all unfurl. I think I'm gonna have to find a charger, otherwise
I feel it. Well, I got a couple fan rapid fire questions for you, and we can wrap her up. How's that sound?
That's great.
This might be a thing, an answer that changes and it's very fluid, but I find it interesting. At this time, right now, what's your favorite song that you've written?
Ooh, no idea. Those Nights, I think, is a song off our last album that I love. That and 4 a.m. There's a bunch of new shit that's probably my favorite stuff that I've written. But
classic promotional answer.
No. As in stuff that you may not hear for a while. But there's like our next thing I really love, like genuinely really love.
I can't wait. We can't wait.
And I'm excited to hear it.
Favorite dessert?
And that's not me promoting it, by the way. That's a genuine answer. Favorite dessert? Ooh, did I get a good gelato? Good is always pretty great. Banoffee pie. I don't know. What's yours?
What show or movie have you found comforting throughout the pandemic right now? Have you had besides the Beyonce? Or maybe
what movie? Oh, dude, The American Office. I found like the biggest warm hug.
It's a very comforting show.
Yeah. Oh my god, watching it every night, hanging out in Scranton, has been pretty wonderful. It became like a bit of a nightly ritual. What else? I don't know. What about you?
I've been this anime called Haikyuu. It's about volleyball. It's a high school volleyball team, and that's just been my fiance and I. We're on our second watch through. It's that
Oh
great.
wow! Oh my god, it's that good. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna watch it.
Let me know. Just DM the station when after
Right.
you watch it, and then we'll know what's up. And then Jazz9 Zim. I love this question. If you could visit any film or TV universe for a day for a vacation, which would it be?
Oh, that's such a good question. I feel like I should say I feel like I should say I want to go to Twin Peaks, but I think it would be a sort of nightmarish hellscape, but it would still be quite good. I mean, like, dude, I know currently I'd quite happily sit at the back of the Dunder Mifflin office for a day in Scranton and just be there. I would, yeah, I'd do the photocopying, I'd do whatever, I'd make the coffee, anything to hang out there with that lot of people.
And sell some paper, have a great time. That's a phenomenal answer. And then last one, a lot of people ask, what's your favorite animal?
Ooh, dude, that's a hard question.
They're very cute. A lot of them are very cute.
I love them all equally. I don't know. I always loved when I was a kid. I was obsessed with elephants. There you go.
They're awesome. My sister went through an elephant thing as well. Maybe it's the intelligence.
I had a real thing for them, a real phase. Yeah, there you go.
I feel it. Well, dude, Dan, thank you so much for taking the time and being so gratuitous or gracious with your answers and being amazing.
Dude, thank you. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for having me. And
of course.
Thanks to everyone who tuned in.
Next time you come to Minnesota, I promise I'll bring that disco ball on stage, okay? I won't this time.
You better do it.
I'm on it.
Dude,
all right,
thank you so much.
Have a good day, all right?
Take care, dude. Look after yourself. Bye.
You, dude.